This Republican campaign poster of 1896 depicts candidate William McKinley as the champion of commerce and civilization. The sun rising behind the flag McKinley is holding suggests that a new day will dawn with a Republican administration. The promise is prosperity at home, prestige abroad. Notice the ships on the left. They are ready to transport American goods abroad. Perhaps some ships are naval vessels ready to expand and protect American trade. On the upper right, the bellowing of the smokestacks tells us that people are employed and manufactures strong. The image is intended to contrast with stark reality, insinuating that bad times would surely continue under Democratic leadership. It is a powerful campaign message in context of the crises of the 1890s. In the face of rapidly growing corporations, monopolistic practices, and exploitative labor policies, farmers, small businessmen, and laborers had sought remedies. When, by the 1890s, political parties and the government had failed to regulate corporate practices effectively or correct iniquities in the currency, credit, or tariff laws, people looked to a third-party populist challenge. A devastating depression beginning in 1893 spawned social misery and labor violence, further realigning parties and voters. When Cleveland became president, he delivered an inaugural address extolling the virtues of laissez-faire capitalism. As the Depression advanced, he was unmoved by 20% unemployment, believing it was not the government's responsibility. In 1894, there were some 1,400 industrial strikes involving nearly 700,000 workers. Cleveland called for law and order, and one result was the government's violent suppression of the Pullman strike. By the election of 1896, Republicans had one significant advantage: popular hatred of Cleveland and the Democratic Party. The image of McKinley held aloft upon a golden coin by a mix of individuals not usually in accord is a powerful message that government policy, even one so esoteric as monetary policy, can be an effective tool to the benefit of all. Here, McKinley promises to uphold sound money policy, a means by which to limit the money supply by enforcing the gold standard. In 1875, this policy had come under attack when Congress enacted a deflationary law that appeared to favor banks and corporations at the expense of everyone else. This resulted in the brief but disruptive Greenback Party, as well as the more enduring inflationist preference for silver, especially in the South and West. By the election of 1896, Democrat William Jennings Bryan ran on a reformist crusade, arguing that free silver, corporate regulation, and the income tax would end the Depression. This split populists and Democrats and provided Republicans with their message: if you vote for silver, you vote for economic collapse. Hence McKinley's stance on the poster. Eastern financiers and business interests contributed millions of dollars to McKinley's campaign. Standard Oil alone provided $250,000, about the same amount as the Democrats' total national expenses. McKinley promised high tariffs to support workers, avoided anti-Catholic positions that alienated immigrants, promoted active government support for business, and believed the gold standard would stabilize the economy. The Republicans translated their pamphlets into dozens of languages to get their message out, warning the electorate that Bryan's silver campaign was folly. The intense campaign brought record voter turnout. McKinley won in 1896 and again 4 years later. For years to come, the Republican Party would be associated with prosperity and industrial progress, while Democrats receded into a sectional minority dominated by Southern conservatives. How did the expansion of railroads and rapid growth of industry excite national politics in the late 19th century?